Welcome. It's a beginning. It's a welcoming. It's a settling. The eyes open or closed. A sense of being here. We give 15 or so minutes to just gathering the attention, gathering the energy. It's a practicing of this moment, awareness. The whole of the body in this moment, this here, this now. Whatever's the passing through, this knowing knows, and knowing this knowing, this gift. This gift. It's given. This life. It's received. This life to life. This gift of life to life. This acceptance of life without complacency. The gathering of this energy of life. This knowing of knowing. This rhythm of giving, receiving, receiving, giving. Receiving this. Like this. A breath. The whole of the sense of being alive. eyes open or closed, whole of experience. A getting or a gaining, it's a giving of life, a receiving of life. The knowing of the rhythm, the knowing that knows the rhythm. This capacity, this wholeness, rejects nothing, lacking nothing, these suggestions, this stillness, sensitive, secure, this knowing, this allowing. This time, this place, this here, this now. This okayness, this complete experience. this balance. Slowly welcoming and giving. It's like this. It's knowing the breath fully received, life fully received, fully released. A rhythm of a breath and the knowing allows the gathering, the energy of this moment life in this moment received, released. Without expectation, without rejection. The knowing knows. Life given to life. The life that is given life. I'm told the bell doesn't work or the bell is not heard. Try to ring it. Let's see. Let's hear. When I concentrate on something, I tend to stop breathing those seconds. There's a sense of straining to do something. The breath, initial breath is just to hold it. The knowing that that's happening is helpful. That sense of, I really want to concentrate on something. And it's not wrong. It's the knowing of that knowing, the knowing of the way that that's this particular instrument, this particular body is an instrument. It's a strange sack, strange bundle, strange sensitivity, and then its capacity to act in this thing that we call the physical world in time and space. And so the attachment that we experience with it. No, it's what we use to act through the belief that we have in our thoughts that then follow through verbally, which again is a physical experience. We say something, or we write something, or we type something, or we tap something out on our phone, or press the record button and then send. And come from a sense of the intention. And this intention is the sort of driving aspect of it. And a lot of the sort of driving aspect of it, and say, well, where is intention, where is instinct, and how much of instinct is intention? How much freedom is there in instinct? Or is instinct just a habit that's gone down through millions of generations of intention? These spaces of time and space, this idea of billions of years, this creation that we take for, in some senses, although we don't really understand it, we take it for granted. The idea of billions of years of time and space. Or maybe we don't, maybe we have a more creationist thing of only 4,000 years. But how it all works is not extraordinarily important or not fundamentally important. How much do we need to know? How much do we need to understand for liberation? And what does liberation really mean? What is its experience of liberation? Well, the sense of I, a sense of being stuck in this I, in this body, and these habits. This is a stuck, vulnerable feeling that needs to be protected. I mean, the body has its own way of protecting itself. And it reacts in cold and heat, jumps in the face of sharp experiences or all of this. This has its own way. It can be trained to a certain extent. And body, emotions can be trained to a certain extent, but they have their own rhythm. And the whole business sort of works around and with each other, with each bits of it. And there is no, what does that feel like? And where is there liberation in that? Can there be liberation of this body and mind within this body and mind? What is that experience? Is the mental karma, that's what they say is the strongest, because that's the bit that can be really, that's where humans have the greatest capacity for training. In terms of training its mental karma, a human can think. and can decide what to think and what not to think to a certain extent. It's more clearly to say, well, a human being can decide where not to dwell, can decide where not to dwell to a certain extent, decide not to dwell in a sense of seeking sensual gratification, not to dwell there, not to live there, because that's always slightly tawdry, slightly not so attractive in some ways. Indulging that, not to dwell in wanting to harm and, the overindulgence in the senses is a type of self-harming, self-numbing, self when the senses are indulged, they get overwhelmed and shut down and become less sensitive. And less sensitive means what it means: less sensitive, less alive, less capacity to to really know what's happening. It's more stuck. And we can also train the mental thing can be trained not to hate, not to be in the sense of not being able to stand what's happening, sense of hatred, a sense of I can't stand this anymore. I want to get rid of it. Because these are the driving forces of more complication and stress. So there can be a training to uncomplicate things and keep it simple. Uncomplicate it, untangle it. The untangling is in that, aha, and the smile that comes with release, the smile that comes with relaxing, and then the question can be asked, well, what's the most beautiful and the most useful response to this moment? Because there's a sense of the attention that we give goes back to the source of wise reflection. The attention is wisely reflecting. I relate to this moment. This food, this clothing, this shelter, this medicine. On the basic level, for monks, there's that basic level, but for all of us, what does it really mean, food? What does it really mean, clothing? What does it really mean, shelter? What does it really mean, medicine? No, this um, it supports the basic supports for life. You know, how do we dress ourselves up? Only to ward off cold, to ward off heat, to ward off the touch of flies, mosquitoes, wind, burning, and thick creeping things. It's the basic one for the summoners. Only for the sake of modesty. So, and you know, we dress ourselves up. And that's what we do. Wise reflection. How do we get the benefit out of something rather than get caught in its danger? And we consume not for fun, not for pleasure, not for fattening, not for beautification, only for the maintenance and nourishment of this body, for keeping it healthy, for helping with this holy life. Thinking thus, I will allay hunger without overeating, so that I may continue to live blamelessly and at ease. This is how we consume. Consuming is the act of receiving something and transforming it. Food, sense experience, and karma, consciousness, and nourishment. How do we consume? And then the shelter, do we use it for to ward off cold, to ward off heat, to ward off the touch of flies, mosquitoes, wind, burning and creeping things, and for living in seclusion, not our cold, heat, flies, mosquitoes, wind, burning and creeping things. And where is solitude in this life? And then the medicine that we consume, the things that are intended to cure the sicknesses, to ward off painful feelings that have arisen for the maximum freedom from disease. Now, from fear, the refuge is the Dhamma. From sickness, the refuge is Sangha. The medicine is Sangha. The refuge of behavior, of body and speech that is actually curing, curative in community, curative behavior. Is that our refuge? It's I feel that maybe, some people have more, the bhikkhus have more training rules than lay people, but it's all the same. It's what's the beautiful way to relate to this moment in society. And in whatever way that you relate in this moment, relationships that are beautiful, that are supportive, that are right for time and place. this time, this place, this sense of separation, this sense of separation and also belonging. If we're separate in time and space, we're also belonging in this time and space. Separation also joins us to this particular now and here. This is way of thinking, way of reflecting on this, way of considering this. Just allowing this moment to be where we are now, not making a problem about it, not making more complication about it. The thoughts, well, this should be otherwise, it should be this way, it should be that way, I should be this way, I should be that way. I should have these thoughts about how it should be. This is how it is. No, it's all. It's just not to make a problem. Notice that sense of a smile that can be brought to this moment. Notice a sense of a smile that's in a sense of release, a sense of not taking it all more than it is or less than it is. Sense of the capacity to receive all of it and to give completely. What's the beautiful thing to do here and now? Or what is happening here and now, and how can I relate to what's here and now to be what just as it is? Within this limitation, within this as it is, nothing to get rid of, nothing to get, nowhere to go, nothing to become. This is how it is. And the words are just words, using those formed intentions to translate into or transform through speech and action in ways that are the best that can happen right now, within the limitation of what this bundle of what I experience here and now is being. In all its unsatisfactoriness, its basic stress and strain. It's like this. The body is like this. The emotions are like this. The thoughts are like this. The knowing is known. And there's a gateway there. And the heart's release. And the knowing of the known. Because this knowing, it's not seeking anything. It's not seeking to get rid of anything. It's not seeking to become anything. It's not seeking to go anywhere. It's like this. Body's like this. Mind's like this. The emotions are like this. I'm practicing this for this time, this space, this here, this now. what we can do together, alone, weird experience of joining and separation, which is existence. And the common. All the differences. The common is this knowing. And do the best we can is what will generate least suffering for ourselves and others in this moment, if we possibly can, within the limitations of where we find ourselves now and here. And as we concentrate on something or pick something up, it says, in breath, hold it. That's just how the physically works, physiologically it works. So I sometimes give the encouragement to breathe out, the belly going in, and sip the breath in slowly. It's the same sense of receiving, just to have a physical experience of filling and allowing that sense of receiving to be fully experienced. It's a sort of grasping after anything. And the letting go is a breathing out, so be as complete as possible. And the trusting, the knowing that the in breath will be there. Life is given. Let's see. What's the next breath going to be? It's the next moment. What happens next? We really, really, really don't know. And as the experience tells us again and again, we don't know what's going to happen next. There's no surety in the unsure. Refuge is the knowing. The refuge is in the sense of ease, that this is how it is. The refuge is in the sense of what's the most beautiful thing that can be done here and now? What's the most helpful thing that can be done here and now? What's the best we can do within the limitations of what is here and now, and the experience of whatever it is of this particular business. So the suggestions in this strange medium, as the rain comes down on the 28th of June 2024, Sumedharama, here and now, and wherever it is for you, in the particular here and now that you receive this, whenever, wherever, however. It's just this knowing now, here. This place, this time. Thank you. And if you have any questions, try typing them. And we'll see if they come through on this strange way that it comes through. I've sent some that were sent earlier. Oh, can monks have pets? Yes. Some monks have had pets. There's the famous Ajahn Vajiro. And I don't know whether they were pets or they were guard dogs. Used to have guard dogs roaming the monastery because his monastery was very close to the village. Big dogs. And he trained them also. They looked after some of the old women who used to come to the monastery and carry their bags. The dogs would carry the bags. And so people used to offer funds this is what I've heard, funds to support the dogs. And Ajahn attendants would collect the funds, and then once or twice a year he would offer those funds for the local school to then dedicate the blessings of the education that the kids would receive as a result of there being funds for the school, so that the dogs would be wise and intelligent in their next lifetime. So it was a way of that. Sometimes and then he had, I think at one point he had a monkey. Somebody gave him a monkey, and he trained the monkey to be able to offer him requisites and things, different things. Monks I've seen monasteries have had cats many times. Personal pets, not so much. It's more sort of the monastery thing. Here at Sumedharama, I'm not interested in pets. I'm particularly not interested in cats. I really like cats because they would scare the animals around here and eat the lizards and the stuff around here. That's as much as we can do with pets around here. Pets in principle are not particularly one thing or the other. I don't think at the time of the Lord Buddha many monks had pets. I haven't heard of it from that time. Though when the Buddha went to live alone in the Palilai forest, the elephants and the monkeys looked after him. So I don't know whether they were pets or they were just kind animals.